to week 4 of DevCamp, where we continue to explore the wonderful world of JavaScript. This is video 4.2, where we will learn how to get started writing JavaScript code. Before we start looking at the code, make sure you've logged into your Glitch account and have opened up the project you've been working on. Then, go ahead and click on your index.html file. Just like with linking your CSS files in your HTML document, we have to tell the web browser where to look for our JavaScript files. In the head of your HTML document, look for the script tag with the source as your script.js file. In my example, the tag is highlighted in blue on line 14 of my index.html file. This tag points to your script.js file, which contains all the JavaScript code you'll write. You do not need to add or change anything. I'm simply showing you this tag so you know how your JavaScript file connects to your HTML document. Just like with naming your HTML file index.html and your CSS file style.css, script.js is the conventional name for our JavaScript file. Glitch automatically created this file for us, so go ahead and click on it to open up your JavaScript file. We are almost to the code, but first we need to go over basic JavaScript structure. There are 3 basic things we need to know. First, when we refer to a program or script, we are referring to a list of commands that tell our computer what to do. Second, each of these individual commands are called a statement. And finally, when we write a statement, we end it with a semicolon. This semicolon tells our computer that it's the end of that statement, so it knows to look for a new command. We will use all of these rules and terms in the remainder of the modules, but you will also hear programmers use them in their everyday work. Now is the moment we've been waiting for, the code! But before we start writing a bunch of code, it's good practice to check that our JavaScript and HTML documents are properly connected with the script tag we talked about earlier. If our documents aren't properly connected, then the JavaScript code won't actually change anything on our website. To check that they're connected, we are going to use the console. Programmers, just like you, use the console to help debug and monitor JavaScript code. In your JavaScript file, you should see this line which says console.log with parentheses, and inside it says hi in quotes. Console.log allows us to write from our JavaScript file to the console. Programmers often use the expression hello world to check if their code is working when starting a new program. So I'm going to change hi to hello world, but you can write whatever you want here. Make sure to include the quotation marks on either side of your word or phrase. In order to access the console, we are going to use our X-ray vision, just like we did in week 1. Start by clicking on the Show button so your website shows up next to your code. Then, right-click on the side of your screen which displays your project. Depending on your browser, click Inspect or View Source to bring up another panel. In this new window, there is a gray control panel at the top. Click the Console tab. This is the console for your website. Here, you should see the word or phrase you wrote in your console using console.log. My console says, hello world. I also have an error message showing up, but don't worry about that for now. As long as you see your word or phrase appear, you should be good to go. Awesome job getting set up with your JavaScript files. Head on over to video 4.3 where we will start building interactivity into our website.